Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about how to save about $5,000 to $10,000 per year if you're thinking about moving to Boston. Throughout the video we're going to be populating a do's and don'ts list that's going to be showed on the screen. So at the end of the video you can take a screenshot of your phone or take a photo of your computer screen, whatever that helps you. Heart that screenshot so you have it saved when you're actually moving to Boston. Because trust me, these are the tips I wish I knew before I was moving to Boston to save money. Nobody told me these and I'm going to give them to you for free. Just a background, I've lived in Boston for about 5 years now. I moved here in 2019 and it's almost 2024, so I've lived here for a while. So all these tips are from my lived experience and really these are things I wish I knew. Also, if you stumbled upon this video, this doesn't have to really apply to just Boston. If you live in any expensive city in America, these tips still apply to you to be able to save money. And like I said, with these tips you can easily save $5,000 if not $10,000 a year. What does $5,000 a year get you? I mean, it can buy you a nice vacation, it can be savings in the bank, it can be so many things. It can be safety net for if some emergency comes up. So like really $5,000 to $10,000 is a lot of money that you can save with these tips. First tip I have for you is a do, which is if you can, do co-living. What I mean by co-living is like if you can, get a roommate or live with somebody. Boston and a lot of other expensive cities in America, the rent is the main thing that goes out of your pocket. So if you can bear a co-living kind of situation, that basically brings down your monthly payment by 50% anyways, right? For example, a 1-bedroom apartment usually goes for around $2,500, right? But then a 2-bedroom usually goes for about $3,000. So by splitting the $3,000 into two, $1,500 each, you can basically reduce your monthly payment by $1,000. So I understand co-living is not for everyone. Not everybody wants a roommate, not everybody wants to live with somebody. But then there are cities like New York City in America, right, where literally everybody has a roommate. You can be like 45, 50 years old and people still have a roommate. So co-living is a good way, if you can, to save a lot of money. Yearly, if you save like $1,000 on rent, you're saving about like $10,000 to $12,000 a year at the minimum, just by co-living with somebody. The second thing I want to tell you is don't have a car unless you absolutely need it to. And this is from my personal experience. So I went to graduate school in America in the middle of nowhere in Iowa. So in Iowa, for example, everybody has a car because we drive everywhere. Plus owning a car is pretty cheap. Car insurance is cheap. You can get cheap cars. There is a lot of parking available that's like free all the time. Whereas in bigger cities, in Boston, for example, my monthly payment for my car insurance is over $100. And then I pay $200 per month for parking. So my car related expenses on a monthly basis are upwards of $300. Even if you think about $300 a month, that's like $3,600 a year that I'm spending just on the car. $200 per month is just to have a parking space. Like that blows my mind. To give you a comparison, there was a point in my life where my rent in Iowa per month was $350 and now I'm paying $200 per month just to park my car. So I wouldn't really have a car in a bigger city unless you really needed to. Because if you live in a city, usually for whatever place you need to go to, you can easily go by public transport or a lot of things are in walking distance. For me, for example, a Trader Joe is like this way, 15 minutes walk. A CVS is like that way, which is a 15 minutes walk. A coffee shop is literally that way, which is also a 15-minute walk. So I can really walk to a lot of places like grocery stores, convenience stores, coffee shops. Like a lot of these places are so easily accessible to me that I don't really need a car. So I have promised myself that the next time a big expense on my car comes up, we're getting rid of the car, bye-bye. So just by not having a car, you can save up to like $3,000 to $4,000 a year. So unless you need a car, I would not recommend bringing a car to a bigger city. The next tip is a do, which is do try to find a solid place where you can live for the next couple of years. What I mean by that is I have friends that I know here in Boston that have basically moved every year, and moving comes with expenses, right? Whenever you move, you're looking for apartments and basically paying first month's rent, last month's rent, security deposit, and broker fee out of the pocket. So first month's rent and last month's rent obviously is applied to the rent. Security deposit you get back, but broker fee, for example, is a cost that you're spending every year, and it's usually up to a month's rent. So say your rent is $2,500 for a 1 bedroom, you're giving that to the broker. So that is $2,500 that if you move next year, you're going to be paying out of pocket. So I would suggest, unless you absolutely have to move, do not move. For that reason, the do is, if you are able to find a place to live in for multiple years, just find a place that you can do that, so that you do not have to really move and incur that broker fee costs over and over every year. So to find a solid place that you can live for a couple of years, what you would have to do is do a little bit more of a search, talk to people in the building, how long have they lived in the building for, look up like Google reviews. Now every luxury building, every building in general has Google reviews. So look at the reviews, look what people are saying. Have residents really liked the building? Have they stayed there for multiple years? A lot of these things can help you decide and finalize on a place where you can stay for a number of years, and so that you're not moving year after year and really spending that money in broker fee. The next tip I want to give you is on the same lines, which is do inquire about lease terms. So a lot of times people just forget to ask about lease terms. We just assume that a lease is like a 12-month period. So we don't really ask if you can change the lease term or the length of a lease. A lot of times there are places that give you a 15-month lease for a lower rent because you are getting tied in to stay there longer. You can even get a 24-month lease at places where they basically reduce your rent because you're signing on the line that you're going to be there for 24 months. So do inquire about lease terms. Shorter lease terms are on the other scale. They can give you more flexibility, but they're often more expensive. So I personally wouldn't recommend those if you're trying to save money, but try to inquire about longer lease terms. Can getting a longer lease term reduce your rent? And if it even reduces your rent by like $500 a month, that is still a lot of money that you're saving over the year. The next tip I want to give you is to do not pay broker fee. What I mean by that is, whenever you're thinking of moving, and if moving is unavoidable, work your circle. Ask your friends, can you move in with a friend? Ask people around you, do they know somebody who's looking for a roommate? Ask people such that you can move into a space without paying the broker fee. Nothing against brokers, obviously they're helping us, but a broker fee, I have a very strong feeling for it because I have spent so much money on broker fee throughout the years, but it's literally just money that you're losing. So it's good for the brokers, obviously, because that's how they make their income. No hate against that, but it's bad for us from the point of view of saving money. So again, for moving into a 1-bedroom apartment and paying $2,500, which is equivalent of a 1-month rent to the broker, you're basically never going to see that money. So just by being able to move into a friend's place, or being able to like work your circle and like network a little and find out if people are looking for roommates, just by virtue of that, if you're able to save like $2,000, like I would want to do that. I would not want to spend a lot of money paying it to a broker so that they find me a roommate. Like, I can go on Facebook groups, I can go on like other avenues, Craigslist. I mean, now with internet, it's so easy to connect to people. So I would really recommend taking some of this effort in your hand just so that you can save some money. The next tip I want to give you is do minimize what you own. What I mean by that is, the more furniture you have, the more moving is going to be expensive. The more stuff you own, you're probably going to have movers to move that. By minimizing what you own, you can basically move pretty easily if you have to move, or you can move at a very lower rate. A lot of what I own can fit in this room. Some of it's outside this room, but most of it can fit in this room. When I moved last year, I paid about $400 to a moving company to move all my stuff, including the tip. So it was easy for me to have them move my stuff, but then I didn't pay them a bunch of money just to move my stuff. Like, the cost was really low. So if you can, minimize what you own, because a new coffee table is gonna be good, but it's not gonna like bring you that much happiness. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it will, but things often don't bring us that much happiness as we expect them to, and over time, like, they just become normal to us. So don't try to pile shit from IKEA thinking that it'll make you happy. Don't try to like bring in a lot of stuff to thinking it will make you happy. Oftentimes it actually just ends up looking like clutter anyway. So I love my room. I have like all the basic stuff that you can see, a dresser, a bed, like a little rug over there, a lot of cutesy stuff, but it's stuff that I absolutely need and I wouldn't pile more stuff in. So by minimizing what you own, you can actually, even if you have to move at lower cost and really save a lot of money just from minimizing how much stuff you're moving. So I hope you were able to see the list at the end and save it. I'm telling you, just by following these tips, you can save up to 5,000 if not more dollars per year. And if that's like applied to like a year or 2 years, you can easily save up to 10,000 or not more dollars in a couple of years. Money is so important. The value of money is so important these days. So I just wanted to really share these tips with you before 2024. So if you're thinking about moving to Boston, these would really help you. So I hope this video was helpful to you. And if you like this video, please share it with other people. Please like, please comment, and obviously please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.